Check one, check two, hello, and alright, welcome to the first episode of Behind the Scene with me, Promo Zoe. Hi, I'm Promo Zoe, DJ, radio presenter, tour manager, festival crew, and a bit of everything really. And this is the podcast where we're going to talk about the real side of music and events, behind the scenes stuff, just proper BTS, the stories that don't get told, and the advice I wish someone had given to me when I first started out. So I thought I'd kick things off by telling you a little bit about me, about how I got here, how I started out from reception desks to behind the decks at festivals and nightclubs and all the bits in between. I guess you could say that, like most people, I didn't really have a clue at what I wanted to do. Certainly when, through school and education and all that stuff. And there were no opportunities available to me as somebody growing up in the middle of Kent. There weren't any music courses. There weren't any options to go and learn, get a degree in events management or even artist management or any of that. I just knew I wanted to be in a creative environment. So with what was on offer at the time, I trained as a hairdresser and got a job at Toni Guy, started working on reception and, making teas, doing all the bookings, that kind of junior stuff. I then made the move from Kent to London, got a job at the Limelight on Shaftesbury Avenue, and that's where things sort of really started to shift as far as getting into the music industry was concerned. That venue has got proper history. It's such a beautiful place. It's such a shame that it's not being used now. It was known for big nights that metalheads would put on. I can remember John B playing there. And so, you had some serious names rolling through that place. And Shaftesbury Avenue, just what a time back then. Just such a thriving, creative, the theatre district, all of that. Lovely spot to be working at. And yeah, it's a bit of a wild one actually, because the Limelight was where I met Eminem, which was totally random. This was properly before he blew up. It was actually really quiet and dead focused. They were filming for Planet Pop, which was a Channel 4 thing that Gina Asheray used to host as well. And we did actually start chatting. He made a comment about my Burberry scarf, so I felt it appropriate that I had to wear the Burbs, not the same one, today. And he asked me if I had hickies, of all things. No, Mr. Marshall Mathers, I wish. The whole thing's proper surreal looking back at it now. But anyway, that job opened doors for me. I started helping out with promo, with events, with marketing, admin, anything that I could get involved in. From there, I worked my way through various record labels and venues from React, Telstar, Ministry of Sound, taking on everything from receptionist roles, PA roles, press promotions, street team management, talent booking, you name it. I was just game. Some days I'd be dealing with artist itineraries, running as an event runner, artist liaison we call them now, but we were runners, with riders, dealing with people like Guru, Joe Crack, Jazzy Jeff, Skinny Man, trying to think who else passed through, so many, Grandmaster Flash, let's not talk about broccoli and steamed fish. And obviously all the drum and bass fraternity. It was kind of chaotic at times, but it really gave me such a solid foundation. And also at Ministry, I got myself on the radio presenting the Switch sessions, which kind of collaborated with the Friday night events that myself and Lawrence Bagnall were working on. And that was just another step that came from me just putting myself out there. And it really was a level up. Radio-wise, I had always been around radio from, pirates like Flashback FM, Taste FM, Upfront FM, been around and up those stations multiple times, and then working with UK Rumble and Pyro Radio. So to then be on a properly branded platform like Ministry, that was sick. Bigger platform, broader audience, but same love for the goddamn music, right? Let's be honest, people think that working in music is all VIP passes and all the good vibes, all the drink, all the everything else that comes with it. And sure, those things are there, that's up to you. But the reality is long hours, plenty of stress, problem solving on the go, and a lot of juggling. You have got to be cool under pressure and good with people and flexible, because plans change all the time. Here's what I say if you're just starting out. You don't need a degree or a bestie in the music industry to get going. However, that shit fucking helps, especially if you're financially supported. But we won't get into that right now because I didn't have any of that. I had transferable skills and a whole lot of cojones, which most 20-year-olds have. Don't they? Anyway, through working at React, I was able to do a course at Point Blank Music School. I did like a DJ course and a music technology course, and I just threw myself at everything, every role, every opportunity that I could, whether that was running a club night or handing out flyers. So if you're starting out, be open to the graft, and trust me, it's a graft. You can't just stand there like a lemon. You've got to get stuck in. People who are grafters can see non-grafters that just want to be there for the glory. If you're in it for the glory, do something else. Don't be afraid to ask questions, and don't be a diva. No one loves that. So that's a little look of how it all started for me, and hopefully a bit of inspiration if you're finding your way too. In the next episode, we're going to get stuck into something a little bit more serious. The time I went through a string of redundancies, good old music industry for you, ended up bankrupt and had to rebuild from the ground up. So if you've ever felt like you're on the ropes, trust me, you'll want to hear it. Follow the pod, share it with someone who needs a push, and come and say hi on the socials. It is promo_Zoe. Big up your bad selves, and I'll see you behind the scene.